Hey, it's Liam Killen. I've done a few videos with the Tascam Portastudio, which is essentially a cassette recorder. It's a lot more than that though. It's next level for resampling. I've used it on each and every one of my sample packs that I've released thus far. It works especially well for drums, giving them that like low-end vintagey punch sort of flavor. I've also used it pre-master on official releases, like this track. And I hope you like Hiss, this track as well. Yeah, I do admit there's a lot of hiss on that one. The pitch knob is also very clutch. In my opinion, analog pitch control beats digital pitch control any day of the week. There's no real comparison there from like a technical standpoint, and that's another part of the Portastudio that I utilize a lot. In fact, let's do something right now. Check out these chords. You can also use the Tascam Portastudio as an actual instrument, which is exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. Today's sponsor is Distrokid. They're a music distribution company that allows you to stream your music on all major streaming platforms. I'm sure that a lot of you are already using Distrokid. They actually have a lot of easily accessible tools to help promote your music that you might not be aware of, which I legit use all the time. I'll be showing you how to use this hilarious Baby Yoda meme as a promotional tool later in this video. So let's break down this magical setup that we've got going here. Here we have the mighty Drumbrute Impact. Just gonna dust it off actually. Dusty, dusty, dusty. This is like the best studio tool. If you don't have a paintbrush in your studio, you gotta get one. So this is where all of the drums will be coming from today. It's routed through the microcosm, which is an ambient effects looper pedal, which happens to work really well with the Drumbrute. And it just so happens that everything that the microcosm touches turns to gold. It's only affecting the snare in this example. And before anyone comes at me in the comments, yes, I'm routing through the microcosm. I'm doing that on purpose because I just think it sounds better on the drums in this example. We'll be using the Portastudio to record nice, ambient, long chords. This whole setup is being routed through my sound card and into my DAW. Let's get into the specifics of this particular Tascam model. It's the 424 MK2. It's got 4 tracks. So we have the option of 2 stereo tracks, or if we want to go mono, we could have 4 tracks. It really just depends on the sound that you're going for. I'll be choosing 4 mono tracks because I have 4 chords that I want to program into each of these tracks. Let's get into these sounds. So I've pre-recorded 4 super long chords into Logic. Let's hear them. If you want to use these chords for your own thing, there's a link for them in the description. Free download. The next step is to actually record all of these into the Tascam. I'm going to record them all at once to save some time. So it's going to be a little bit crunchy. Here we go. Take a little 2-minute break while this is happening. Get a glass of water. This is definitely one downfall of tape, the amount of time it takes for this sort of thing to record. It comes with the territory. So now when we play these back, we have the option of pitch control. We're also able to isolate tracks. So if I just want to hear the first chord, I'll just put those down. I could change the volume of the track. Generally, I find that things just sound better slowed down, that sort of vaporwavy, lo-fi sort of thing. I like that. I want to get a good feel and find that sweet spot though, so we're going to run the drums and I'll play with the pitch control, find something that works. In terms of dynamics and creativity with the faders, there's a little sweet spot that I'm going for. I find that if you're too rigid with it, there's too much of a silence in between the chords. Another tricky thing to take note of is that if you don't have a reference from another total instrument, just make sure that you're in tune. Otherwise, it might be a bit of surprise when you do decide to add another instrument without having to tune it through your DAW. I use my trusty Wurlitzer over here to do that, so I'm just gonna course, if you want that more warped, like lo-fi degraded sort of feel, maybe you want it to be out of tune, that's an option. As for the Drumbrute impact, I've just programmed like a 2-bar loop, and I've also turned the random knob up to 4 to add some sort of variation to the drums. Little moment of truth here, let's try this out and see how these two mesh together. Decided to do this whole performance live, but of course if you want you could record your other parts beforehand. You could just use a loop and focus 100% on the Tascam. With Tascam and vintage gear in general, I always get people in the comments saying that you could pull off this setup in a DAW. Like really, what's the point of bouncing something into a 90s cassette DAW and then recording it back into Logic? I could have just pitched down and used fades in Logic to get the exact same thing that you're hearing here. And you're right, I could have. In that case though, I'd be getting rid of that like live performance element that you're getting here. You just have to click everything in, which a lot of people find uninspiring, and it wouldn't really sound the same. Also, my fades aren't perfect, they're human. And that adds a more original and spontaneous feel to the track as well. A good music analogy would be electronic versus acoustic drums. You might say that one is more organic than the other. So if you have a Tascam Portastudio or some sort of similar cassette player, now's the time to dust it right off and start using it like an actual instrument. Now, let's talk about Baby Yoda for a second. First off, Distrokid, an insanely cheap way to release unlimited music to all the major streaming platforms. You could do that for 20 bucks a year. Let that sink in for a second. They've got all these neat and current tools to help you promote your music as well. Let's take a look at how to paste your music over this cute little Baby Yoda meme. They've changed a few things around, so this is the homepage. Head to Goodies, Promote Yourself, Meme Video Generator, boom. Choose Make a New Video, there's a bunch of memes to choose from here. I'm gonna choose Baby Yoda, and here you could make one with your song. Choose what single you wanna go with and at what point you want your track to start from. That is all. If you're looking to release your music to official platforms, I highly suggest that you go with Distrokid. They're just offering the best deal right now. And that is how you use your Tascam Portastudio as an instrument, possibly other models as well. Like I said, there's so many ways to use this thing. I think I actually forgot one. Tape loops. Well, yeah, that'll be for another video, I guess. Plenty of useful links for you in the description, as well as that free download. Go snag it. There's also links to 2 of my latest single releases, which are available on all streaming platforms through Distrokid. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do smash that subscribe button. It really helps my channel out. It would be so nice of you. Any sort of engagement really helps this channel a bunch and would be greatly appreciated. You guys are so solid. I'll see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.